he had a scandal at a different university a few years back. Most of the records were like deleted or expunged, and it was settled out of court, but it did result in his divorce at the time. He managed to put two and two together and realize this isn't the first time he's maybe had a relationship with one of his students or something close to it.
Is there a way I could like search for murders or like of the same kind near the university where he was?
Yeah, you could look through the news for that. You realize that there around the same time there was some pretty strange happenings, or rather like a happening similar to arson at a building not too far from a different university he was at.
Okay.
I call so much dibs on his organs.
Elizabeth, Renee hands you a very special card.
Ooh. Oh. Mm-hmm. What's this?
This is an invitation to the Rose Garden.
Oh, the Toreador meeting place?
Yeah. I mean, it's not at a Rose Garden.
Oh.
It's tomorrow night. And we're back, and we're going to a party. So the coterie piles into, I'm assuming you're taking the pickup truck and not the beige Mercedes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. About my car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did your new car arrive?
Yeah. You can go pick up your car if you want to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. That car looks fancy.
Okay.
I want to get my car.
Why does no one like my car? It's just
because it's gold. If it was black, it'd be 10 times nicer.
When you chose a beige Mercedes, you made a character choice, and those choices have consequences.
Basically, yeah. So you head out to the place, the card that Seth gave you of the auto body repair shop, and yeah, it's there. It's ready to go. They make you wait 20 minutes because there's not an auto body repair place on earth that doesn't.
Even though it's ready. I see it out front.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah. We'll just get your keys. We'll have Georgie bring it all around the back. And you're still somehow waiting for 20 to 30 minutes. And sure enough, your brand new car rolls out with tinted black windows and all the bells and whistles you asked for.
It's also black, right?
Yes.
For a paint job. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because it's because you bought the red car, but you wanted it black.
Yeah.
It's painted a glossy black. There's almost like a slight iridescence to it in the paint, where it's almost like dark purple reflex when you look at it at the right angle. They did a good job, and the windows are tinted like a very, very dark black on the side.
Cool.
The main like sort of windshield is tinted a little bit lighter so that you can actually see, and so that you won't get pulled over by cops. But looks good.
Cool.
So let's head to the big party. I'm excited.
Y'all pile in? Or you gonna?
It's like vampire prom.
Vampire
prom.
I know with the taffeta dress, it definitely is like
vampire
prom.
Yeah.
Is it like, what color is the taffeta dress though?
Oh wait, I got
that like purple, like
oh god,
that like looks like different colors at different lights.
Oh god.
Oh, it's like pearlescent almost.
That's a choice.
Yeah, it's very much high school prom.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Having Googled this is definitely going to affect my Google ads for a while, I think.
Yeah.
I have to ask, is it sleeveless?
Or is it possible?
Yes, it is 100% sleeveless.
Oh, so you're really going to a school dance.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were going to go with the big
Let me guess,
poof.
your hair's in a French twist.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I like to think
no, I've got the vision right here.
I'm so glad we have tinted windows right now. That's
all you all pile in. You have the address on the invitation that was given to you to the Rose Garden. When you pull up, there's valet service because of course there is.
Yeah.
And the event itself is being held. There's people smoking outside. It's being held inside of a, like Renee described, a statuary. This is a store that typically sells things for your garden, things for different buildings. There's gargoyles inside. They in fountains, and they try very hard to have that sort of goth aesthetic. That's like
Oh,
really
fun.
what they strive for. So Ulrika and Dogfood mix in very well here with their sort of look that they have going on.
Sweet.
Oh, and I'm like, see, you did it. See?
Mm-hmm. And outside,
good.
you can hear like the very sort of ambient. The best way to describe it is as like progressive trance music.
Mm.
It's less like club thumpy and more for atmosphere.
Mhm.
Kind of drifts out on the street towards you. And you also smell the telltale smell that only your vampire senses can pick up of like a nice thick waft of metal in the air
Mm.
that you have come to associate with vitae, with blood. As you approach, there's somebody at the door that's taking sort of invitations and letting people in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll approach the
Mhm.
the person at the door with my invitation and just introduce myself calmly and say, "Hello, my name is Elizabeth Wonder. I am here with my coterie. I'm new to town, and I would just like to mingle with everyone." Flip my hair.
He takes the invitation from you. Ah, yes, Miss Wonder. I believe it's your first time. Welcome.
It is, yes. Obviously, I am new to this, slightly new, but thank you. And I'll just like
If you need
gesture for-
anything, let me know. And he like sort of motions you in through the door.
Oh yeah, I let my group of friends go ahead of me.
Okay.
I'm just going to whisper to Elizabeth and say, look, if this is anything like Gangrel gatherings, if it's your first night, you have to fight.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
As you enter, you notice that there's like a stage at the far end of the store. A lot of the normal like retail space in the floor and the retail sort of counters and structures that hold things have been pushed to the side to make room. There's people standing around drinking, and there's been a stage erected at the far end of the store. And the lights are dimmed now, and you could tell that they're about to put on a fashion show.
Whoa. I look at Ulrika and I'm like, see, Ulrika? It's fun. Fashion show.
Cool. I just say cool. This
Oh,
is
and
just my default
We
to
have to
everything.
look out for Mark Lambert and Olivia. Those are apparently,
Oh, the harpy.
yeah, Mark is the harpy. We
Why
should
is he
make a good
called that?
impression.
Oh, never mind. I know why he's called that. Never mind. There. Derp.
He's a semi-professional gossip.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
Mhm.
All right. Do we know
The
what he
room
looks
is
like?
filled with people that are extras as fuck. That's the only way to put it. You've never seen an assortment of such what you would call ridiculous outfits, the type of things that you see during fashion shows where you're like, no one wears that.
These people wear it.
They wear it. We're talking about on the verge of impractical. Prominent shoulder pads, almost cyberpunky high collars with ruffles at the top.
Nice.
The amount of dazzling hairstyles and dazzling makeup you see in this room is dizzying. And most people, luckily for you, don't even take notice of you. They're just not bothered. It seems like most people there have their eyes set on very other specific networking opportunities.
Right.
It's very cliquey.
I can tell. I don't know what the harpy looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to attempt to see if I see anyone who's being gaggled around.
Ah, yes. So as you look around the room and scan it, you do see someone that has almost a sea of people around him. He's tall and he looks almost statuesque. He has dark skin and it looks like silk. It's just so perfect, high cheekbones. And this man has the audacity to wear a cape, and somehow he pulls it
Okay.
off.
Damn.
Cape?
Cape?
Yeah. He's wearing a full cape.
Wow.
And
And
he
it's
is
embroidered.
wearing that cape.
Mhm.
It's embroidered and it's only
Whoa.
draped around one shoulder.
Oh God.
Yeah. And
One shoulder cape.
he's lazily leaning on like the bar, and has
All
like
right.
one kind of handout, and he's talking to he's addressing like multiple people at the same time, and it seems like a lot of people are vying for his attention.
Okay.
And somewhere near the fringe, you do see your friend Renee as well. Renee is also dressed up. Renee is wearing very much like a it's kind of what NBA players wear to the draft,
Okay.
if
I
that
don't know
makes
what that
sense.
is. I've never
It's
watched
like
that.
it's like a suit, but a suit, if a suit could be bedazzled almost, like there's
Yeah.
embroidery on it, there's a lot of jewelry involved, like that type of a deal.
Oh,
It's an extra suit.
Yeah, it's an extra suit.
Would you believe that I thought I was going to be overdressed for this?
I'm gonna look to the rest of the group and say, I'm going to try and make this work for us. So you all go get a sippy somewhere. Just go make
Oh
friends.
yeah, the bar has drinks at it, and all of the drinks are blood.
Go get a sippy.
Sweet.
I'm gonna go and like really
Also, Charlotte, maybe they can
carefully
help you with
sniff.
some. Maybe they can help you, or you can find something to sippy on.
I'll take a look. I'll see what the menu says.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just let them mingle.
I'm gonna carefully sniff this blood and like try and get some light through it, make sure it's all. I'm still not super comfortable
oh
drinking
yeah.
strange blood after my last experience,
Mm-hmm.
but then eventually I just carefully. Take a quick little sip, and then I'm like,
Okay. I'm
You get
definitely-
some side eyes and some.
Yeah, I'm definitely gone by then. I'm gone.
So who do you approach?
I'm gonna approach Renee.
Okay.
And
Renee sees you making your way towards him.
And I look nice. I've gone extra for myself. I'm not wearing like a lot of embroidery or anything like that, but like
yeah.
you know, these are expensive, well-tailored suits.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
her suit's very well tailored. It's not like outwardly flashy, but it's still very like impressive.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, like some Hugo Boss-esque like
Yeah.
tailoring is involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's clearly like appropriate for this sort of venue, just not as flashy. That's not Elizabeth's style because she used to be in the world of politics.
Right. Renee flags you down. You notice that instead of his normal like ponytail, his hair's like in a bun almost, and it looks a little bit more ornate. And he's like, "You look amazing."
Oh, thank you. You do as well. I made it. This is excellent. Had some of the blood, also excellent. Great.
Yeah, the show's about to start. It's
I'm-
quite a good turnout today. And he like kind of looks around the room.
It's very crowded. I was just going to ask, do you know if you could do me a solid and introduce me to the harpy?
Yeah, I could probably arrange that.
Because I would love to do it the proper way. I don't want to interrupt him.
Oh, of course.
Also, I have a bunch of dots in etiquette, so I don't know if I should roll for this, but I'm trying to be as like etiquette as I can possibly be.
Yeah. He's like, let me see what I can do. And this will be based more off of his role than yours,
Yeah.
because it's whether he has enough clout.
Right.
Hmm.
'Cause
Which
I didn't wanna just
thankfully,
bust
he
in
has
there.
quite a few.
I didn't want to just bust in, you know.
I'm the new show in town. No, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
some people do that.
Oh yeah.
He says to you, he says, the show is about to start. I'll arrange for your seat to be next to his.
Ooh.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
All right.
And can you also make sure that my coterie is very far behind us?
You brought your coterie?
Yeah, I can't exactly leave them in the coffee shop by themselves sometimes. It was easier to bring them here. Also, they were a little hungry.
Ah. Well, Elizabeth, make sure you don't let anybody else know that you brought people who aren't Toreador here. They wouldn't take kindly to that.
All right, well, they did dress up, so I'm very
What they
proud
don't
of them.
know won't hurt. Just let them know to maybe not divulge that they're from different clans. People tend to be very suspicious.
Oh, that's fair. I'll be right back. I like run over to everyone. I'm like, don't tell anyone that you're not Toreador. You're Toreadors now, and then I go back.
In a room of people with like heightened senses.
Dogfood just leans on the bar and just goes, "Sup, fellow Toreadors?
Yeah,
What are you guys talking about? Art and shit, that kind of thing, music. You know what I hate? People who aren't like us."
Perfect. I'm so proud of you, Dogfood. Not only did you sleep with someone, now you're acting. And then I leave.
So as you leave, you see Renee talking to some of the people that are like running the fashion show. There's a woman wearing like a turtleneck and a snappy blazer and that with a clipboard and that like a little headset that he talks to, and she like nods and she like kind of gives him like one of these and is like, and
I
he comes
picture
back.
Everyone there talking is like,
Yeah, like, he's like, okay, so you'll be sitting next to Mark.
perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll be sitting on your other side, so it'll be fine. Show should start any minute now. If you want to get a drink, it's your last chance. Then I'll take us to our seats and
All right,
we'll
I'll go
chit-chat.
grab a drink and go to the seat.
All right. So the lights kind of dim, informing everybody that the show is about to start. And people kind of start slowly taking their seats. You notice some people don't. There's like some
can't.
people at the bar that are just kind of like,
Their fashion's probably so elaborate they can't sit down.
that is another issue. There are definitely some geometrical Lady Gaga-esque dresses
Like,
that would
you
be
can't sit in
impossible to
that.
sit. So people kind of stand
Yeah.
near the back. There are other people that are very uninterested in the whole whatever is happening here.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ulrika.
Mhm. And one of the Toreador actually approaches you, Ulrika.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, here it
Oh,
comes.
God damn it. I shouldn't have said
Drinking a
anything.
drink, and he says, this whole bullshit is overrated. And he's like, these things are supposed to be for fun, not for you to freaking fillet yourself over how good your protege's new fashion collection is. We have to deal with enough of this shit when we're alive, and now we got to deal with it when we're dead.
I totally agree.
I've never seen you around here before. I love your dress. It's very nice. Reminds me of Alexander McQueen circa 86.
Oh, thank you. I'm just visiting right now.
Ah, welcome.
Thanks.
And you're brought to your seat. Or actually, no, you've already taken your seat, Elizabeth. And the lights dim, and you notice that Mr. Lambert takes the stage in his cape, in his ridiculous cape and snappy purple suit. And everyone kind of hushes a little bit.
I'm so impressed.
Mm-hmm. And he says, I will not tarnish or take away from my wonderful daughter's show with too many words. I present Gardenia by Isabella Lambert. And he steps off the stage and takes his seat. And the room is full of like thumping, like that low bass type of like weird synth music. And sure enough, models take the stage. And the entire Gardenia collection is like long gowns and pastel colors that are encrusted with flowers, just incredibly floral. Most of the models are wearing like flower crowns. Some of them are wearing actual crowns. And it's a very like, think royal wedding, just yeah. And Mark comes and takes his seat next to you. At this point, Renee kind of like leans over and he says, Mark, I want to introduce you to someone. This is Elizabeth Wonder. She's been wanting to meet you. Mark turns to you. Good evening, Miss Wonder. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my show.
And Elizabeth will just as much candor and like class as she can muster, sort of just respond and say, yes, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to see the fashions. They're beautiful. And I'm new in town. My coterie and I have the Court of Cups. We just hired Renee to decorate it, and anything I can offer the clan, I'm just here to serve.
Give me a, let's see, are you trying to impress him
Yeah,
or make an impression?
I'm trying to make an impression as like they can be helpful to the clan.
Like that you have value, you have use.
Yes. The Court of Cups has use, not just as a place that occasionally explodes.
Let's do charisma and actually let's do manipulation and etiquette.
Okay. Are you manipulation because it is just a place that explodes?
Yeah.
Literally at one point.
Hold on, let me see. I'm pretty sure I have an etiquette.
Yeah, you have 2 in etiquette.
I have 2. Okay, perfect. Okay, and I think I'm too hungry, so I'll just put them. All right, 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
He nods and says, Court of Cups. Marshals for the prince, am I correct?
Yes.
Surprised to see you here with the movers and shakers of the Rose clan, as it were. From what I heard, you kind of kept to yourself.
We did, but ever since meeting Renee and trying to improve our image, I just figured it'd be nice to mingle with my own kind.
Interesting. What do you think?
I think it's wonderful. I love everyone's fashion. I love the show. I would love to have some of these wonderful patrons at our shop so that they could experience it once it's all well decorated.
I have no doubt in my mind Renee here will do a wonderful job. Him and I have worked together several times. You can imagine sometimes architecture and interior design tends to intersect at very interesting places.
That sounds that's the exact. I wouldn't imagine any less. And I'm also getting like kind of anxious because I'm making sure that my like coterie is far away from me.
Are you all behaving?
I'm being pretty good. Like I say, I'm all drunk on free blood.
I'm still at the
feeling
bar,
good.
right? Am I still at the bar with
Yeah.
that? Okay. Like I'm sitting at the bar kind of like with my arms like this. And as Elizabeth's looking around, I'm like,
I earlier awkwardly asked
like
if there was
I wink a little bit.
I earlier asked if there was a possibly an organivore cocktail.
An organic cocktail.
Do you have a Bloody Mary with maybe a kidney in it? No.
Yeah. I mean, this is
have
a
a-
pretty atypical feeding bane.
I'm just like hypothetically, would you have an organivore?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it because
I
there
just think
are
of those Bloody Marys that have like the pizza.
there are
and-
cannibal vampires.
Yeah.
But a lot of the clans that used to be kind of famous for consuming flesh are no longer really around anymore. Most of them have been eradicated or gone underground.
And I really don't think they'd be Toreadors.
In 5th edition,
No.
yeah. So the person like who you inquire to would probably not even know what you're talking about.
I'd be like,
They'd probably
oh,
just be like,
don't worry about it. I'll just have. I will get a blood latte, not blood drink, and then just have it as well.
okay.
Even though it won't do anything for me.
Yeah. Your feeding bane is a little rough.
Oh, so you can't even drink blood and get less hungry, like at all?
No, without the
Right.
organs.
Nope.
Dang.
Really
Yeah.
wanted
My
to.
blood work?
You leaned into it.
It's
Oh,
kind
really?
of like it's the weird thing is I know in the past we've ruled that because I think when you put someone out of their misery, I allowed you to slake hunger for that because I've always taken it as it's a mental compulsion that if you happen to drink blood, it would sate you just like any other kindred. But there's something about it that you find inherently not it feels like it's inedible to you, or it feels like it's something you don't want to have, or it feels like it's not going to satisfy you. So until you eat organs, you feel like mentally hungry, like you feel like you're not sated until you have it, which is that's your feeding bane. So yeah, you would hold. I feel like you could walk around with the cocktail and hold it, maybe even sip from it. Obviously, wouldn't make you sick, but I don't think it would do much for you. It wouldn't satisfy you. That beast inside is still like, give me organs.
So yeah.
So yeah, nobody is embarrassing you.
Excellent. I go back to not being nervous.
He notices because he's very perceptive, and he says, "You seem on edge."
It's new to be out of the house. I was on ice, so to speak, for a while, so I'm just a little nervous. That's all.
I've heard about you.
Don't know how to use the Google.
I've done my research as well.
I would expect no less.
You dabbled in politics, yes?
I did, yes, a very, very long time ago. Ran a lot of through the Toreador art circles in DC, if you will, back in the early 1900s.
Have you ever been interested in dabbling in politics again?
I don't know enough currently. I would love to. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the people that I met, and the humans that I manipulated. But as of right now, I'm just trying to destroy Starbucks.
People with your skill set are always useful. This room is full of people that are manipulative, people that are beautiful, but ultimately, a lot of them are vapid and don't really know what to do with their own life. Somebody with a little bit of drive, somebody with the skills to make things happen, that's somebody I could always use. Somebody I would like to have in my cadre of friends, so to speak.
I would be honored, and I'm always here if you need any assistance. And she just like beams. Sippy.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you. You know where to find us, I assume.
Oh, of course. In fact, I think I may know your sire as well.
Oh, that's interesting. She like
And
just sits there.
He just kind of turns back to his show and he says, these designs really are something, aren't they? It's like spring blooming.
They're beautiful.
And that is where we'll close our session for today.
No.
I was ready to fuck some shit up. Like I don't know. You was talking to me.
That's great. I love how you played into Elizabeth being nervous, thinking everyone's gonna mess something up.
We're great.
I mean, your coterie was really well behaved.
It's true. And she wanted them to come.
We all dressed for you.
I know, it was lovely. True.
I mean,
friendship.
you wore taffeta. I don't know. If
Fancy.
You stuck out like a sore thumb.
I do have this like feeling though that the Toreadors would have seen the taffeta dress as almost like a bold avant-garde choice.
Yes,
yeah,
100%, 100%.
Probably people are being like, "Oh, I love this."
Like, oh, why wasn't I brave enough to wear my taffeta?
It's so garish, but it sends such a message.
Oh, 100%.
Vintage 1992 or 85.
Yeah, your choices were so oddly like on point in my opinion, which is why I didn't give you too much grief about it. Like, oh, he's like, you don't belong here. Who are these people? I was like, yeah, no, you all made really strong style choices. Even if it's not modern style choices, you all made really strong aesthetic choices. Where I was like, these are Toreador, they're artists, they're fashion moguls, and I was like, yeah, somebody in that room would be like, oh yeah, she was probably a fashion designer in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, or like, oh yeah, McQueen. I see the sheer ruffles and the the trashy tights. Yeah, that's probably like McQueen. Oh, we got your classic grunge punk. Let me guess, you're a musician. Yeah, okay, yeah. Everybody just kind of fits in perfectly with that.
That's amazing.
That like
like the Met Gala.
Your choices were so serendipitous this session.
It was good.
But the real question is, who was the most vampire?
Oh man.
I liked Elizabeth's politicking. I thought that was very vampire.
Was it?
Must be
Yeah.
a vampire.
I think getting in there with the movers and shakers and starting to make moves to take over the world.
Yeah, I'm glad that no one cared that she said all she wanted to do is destroy Starbucks.
Yeah, it's like, yes, makes perfect sense. I'm sure that's a statement on something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe
yeah.
with Toreador you can get away with saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well,
because
a lot
it's
of them
completely
are
random.
just so like when it comes to kindred, they're not like Ventru. They're so weird,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
It
Like
reminds
most
me.
of them want power, but in really weird ways.
Yeah.
It reminds me of being in LA and talking to people,
yeah.
and they're only interested in listening to themselves and
Yeah.
how it benefits them.
It's
So they
so
just
true.
agree. They're just really into what you're saying, but I'm
Like,
not listening.
me,
Really into it.
me,
Yeah.
Or how can
Yeah.
this help me?
Yeah. Yeah. Mark is definitely like that as well. Because he's very
Mhm.
much like, oh, you said this thing. That's useful to me in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
and
why,
now let's watch
that's
this
why I wanted
silly
Elizabeth to
fashion
be
show.
useful.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the only way I'm going to get away with anything here is to act useful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like definitely
That's
the
how
most
I survived
evil.
LA. No, just kidding.
The most evil.
The most evil action was Charlotte just denying wingmanship to Dogfood.
That was, yeah.
That was pretty fucked up.
But
That
then
was
she-
definitely
I-
the most
But she didn't get to
unethical.
Eat, so.
But I also got rid of 2 of your willpower.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
that's true. I feel like that's just going to be a thing that happens once a game now, is fighting over my head.
Like,
I feel-
social combat.
I feel like that's like going to be Ulrika's new role now. It's like the bully.
Yeah, that's
Aw.
it.
Like
They're
the
both bullying each other.
I'm not bullying.
no,
I'm
you're not.
putting them
'Cause
in
you're
their
not in a
place.
position of power. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
you're
just being. I'm just checking people. Like,
mhm.
don't just grab shit that you see. Like, I'm
Well,
just
let's all give ourselves a vampire consolation prize.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're very close to solving your first like trial. Of
Yay.
it. Well, you're actually technically close to resolving 2 of the encounters.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Ooh.
Doing
Yeah.
so good.
So you
Oh,
might
yeah,
have
the
leveled up.
tablets thing
Yeah.
and the
And now the murder.
The
Yeah, you've made
murder.
a lot of
thing.
headway today. So
Mhm,
we will
mhm.
see how that plays out.
Should we all go out on our best vampire hiss and
Oh, yeah.
bearing of
Oh,
of
yeah,
fangs?
yeah. Very what we do in the shadows. Sure, let's do it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.